My fellow Americans, welcome to the American News Network and to Major Network News Online. I'm your host, Chris Sanders. First of all, a lot of us have a lot of questions about the Ukrainian war, so I'm going to expose both sides of the story. Are we an empire of lies? President Putin is calling the West an empire of lies. Went into the Ukraine, he immediately bombed 11 bioweapons facilities. Already we have feedback as far as what they were. Half the people are saying that they're true. The other people are saying that they were animal testing labs. Animal testing labs. If they're animal testing labs, aren't we doing this in the United States of America? Now, we've done sanctions. We've said we have sanctions that we're doing, sanctions this. We're going to sanction them for oil. We're going to sanction them from technology. Well, I'm from the United States of America. Sadly, most of our technology lately has been coming from China. China is now on the side of Russia. So what are we going to sanction exactly? They're going to sanction oil? Well, let me tell you something. Did you realize that Germany sent 5,000 helmets to help out? They didn't send people, they just sent helmets. Do you know why? Because they're in an oil trade with Russia. Yes, that's correct. Russia's making $1 billion a day today. That's why they're talking sanctions, because all of our leaders are corrupt. You're not going to hear this on any other news because they're selling you something. I am not selling you anything. This is the truth. Putin is in business with Biden, with Xi Jinping, and the pawns are the people of the Ukraine. They don't even know why their own country is getting bombed. They're getting bombed because we are creating bioweapons in their country. They're getting bombed because we funded NATO to put nuclear missiles in the middle of Europe. And this means so whenever the United States wants to, we can say, you better think this way or we'll bomb Europe from this side or that side. Do you trust the United States of America anymore? Because guess what? We don't in America. We know we don't have a leader. We know that our election was rigged. And guess what happened just recently, friends? Israel's looking at joining forces with Russia and China. You know why? They smell weakness. And Saudi smells weakness. You know why? Because Putin is standing up for Muslims. Okay? Now, where are these people leaving? Most of them are going into Poland. Do you realize that the darker minorities are not getting let in? Are you hearing that from anybody? No, you're not. You're hearing a phony narrative. Everybody's pushing for the Ukrainians. I'm pushing for the Ukrainians. But the problem is the Ukrainians don't even know why they're getting bombed. That's the truth. They're getting bombed because Putin looks at this as a time like, well, I'm making $1 billion a day off of oil and gas. America has a weak president. I just joined forces, is what he's saying, with Xi Jinping. Then we have Pakistan. So let me show you how that looks to us. Just how that looks, and it's kind of scary. How it looks is it looks like this. America has 5,500 nuclear bombs. France, 290. The United Kingdom, 225. Pakistan, 165. India, 156. You can expect them to have it out with each other, Pakistan and India. Now we have China over here with 350 and North Korea. You can expect Japan and Taiwan to have a tough time because they're not being guarded by anybody. This nuclear threat is real. I'll remind you, a lot of our nuclear technology dates back to the the Reagan administration, whereas Putin actually updated all of his systems recently. So there's a big difference here as far as technology. Check out how the S-400, S-500 missile defense system works and how quick it is. Did you know that the Russians just had their submarines surround Great Britain? Yeah. Yes. So what I'm getting at is we have a bunch of pansies in office, this being Joe Biden, and he's going up against a very seasoned KGB professional, and it's time not to believe in our president because he's full of it. He's a liar. Okay? Joe Biden is a straight out liar. He did a business with Zelensky. Zelensky's a mob pirate, basically. He's a thug. Sure, he's an actor in the Screen Actors Guild and a comedian too. You'll find out that he's a paid-for actor. Would this have happened under President Trump? Absolutely not. So because we have a phony election, Putin knows it, And what you have are two phony presidents dealing with each other. I'm the only one calling that out. So remember what I just said. Biden is a phony president. Zelensky's a phony president. And they're working with each other to create a war because why? Because nations usually unify during a war. So Joe Biden's hoping that this will make everybody get behind him because he's the president during a war. Really? This is a war that you created. You were exposed when you did Burisma. You're exposed on a gas deal. You're doing sanctions. You haven't sent in any troops. Why? Sanctions equal BS. Okay? And then if you turn on any other news station, what are they saying? Oh, Putin's in a bad shape. He's in a bad shape right now. He's losing the war. Excuse me, he has a 40-mile convoy going through the country surrounding the Capitol. How is that losing a war? Seems like he's winning the war, and it seems like all we're doing is, you know what? Okay, here's the way it reminds me. It's like a high school fight, and there's two dudes duking it out, and everybody's around talking. Oh, yeah, but no one's doing anything. And in the meantime, Mr. KGB is kicking some butt. And he's out there and he's just trying to find Zelensky and he's going to dethrone him. I think if Zelensky actually cared about his people, he would say, look, I'm going to give up. Putin wants to come in because if not, you're going against the Soviet Union. You already have 40 miles of weaponry. You know what? This is icing on the cake. Zelensky's giving his people AK-47s to go and fight the Russians. Where does the Kalashnikov come from? Russia. You ever think about that? Who did he buy those weapons from? Vladimir Putin. And he's giving his citizens the lowest caliber gun that Russia makes to go and take on the Russian military. How scary is that? That's horrific. I just pray for the people, but more than anything, I pray that you just get out of there. And look where they're going. Okay? Everybody's basically going into Poland. A few are going into Belarus. But we have 281,000 people that have escaped into Poland, 84,000 into Hungary, 32,000 into Romania. Everybody's leaving. My prayers are with you. And why are you having to leave? You're having to leave because of American phony politics and intervention in your country. Boy, sorry I had to say that. I believed in every president that we've had up until now. I believed in the media and everything that we're saying, but I don't believe in anything we're saying at all right now. Right now, if you turn on the TV, everybody else is saying Putin is losing this war. How are you losing a war when you've surrounded the Capitol and you're completely there? He's not losing a war. He's winning a war. He's having his way. And he's having his way because the United States of America does not have a leader. We need a constitutional convention. We need to get Joe Biden out of office immediately. Our very lives are at stake over the fraud that we are facing. We all know it was a phony election. No one has a Joe Biden flag. Everybody has a Trump flag. We've even just lost Israel. Next, we're going to lose Saudi Arabia. You know why? Because nobody in the world believes in Joe Biden. Nobody in America believes in Joe Biden. Like I said, our next option is Kamala Harris, then Nancy Pelosi. We have to unite, almost like the truckers did up in Canada. When is enough enough? It started, as soon as his presidency started, what happened? You had Israel and Palestine going at it. You had the world start to fall apart the second he took office. And now all of Joe Biden's corrupt deals that he lined up are happening. And he's telling everybody about sanctions. Sanctions equal BS. How are sanctions helping the children of the Ukraine? And nobody else is going to say, we caused this. So I'm telling you, Americans, we caused this. Our intervention, our phony business. Remember, we were found doing biolabs in Wuhan, $2.7 million with Dr. Fauci and the Obama administration. And guess what? 11 bioweapons facilities, and now they're scrambling, our media scrambling so hard to tell you that they were animal testing facilities. Well, sure, we test corona in animals, don't we? So we can't trust our own government. They don't trust our government. There's nothing to trust here. Okay? Putin is not losing his war. In fact, there again, look at what he's created for us. A nuclear disaster. Okay? We have old nuclear weapons from Reagan. He has brand new ones. Again, what is the war about in his opinion? He's saying NATO, okay, you're putting all these nuclear facilities, the new ones, and why do they have to be in between, in the middle of Europe? Furthermore, his beef is completely stop it with the biowar weapon stuff. Now, sorry, here's the one thing I agree with. I think bioweapons are a crime against humanity. Every government, anybody that does this, they should be held accountable. They should pay the ultimate price. If we have a politician that is found to invest in bioweapons, they are guilty of crimes against humanity. They should be executed. Straight on out. Only then will the lesson be learned. The other problem, again, that Putin has done is he is unifying the Muslim world because he's exposing Nazism. Now, I know it sounds rare to call Zelensky a Nazi, but I'll remind you that George Soros is a Jew, just like Zelensky. To take it a step further, I'll remind you that Hitler was a half-Jew. So sometimes blood isn't thicker than water, but there is a truth to be uncovered here. And so what Putin is doing right now is he's going to take out all of the nuclear warheads in that country, and he's dismantling all the bioweapons in that country. And then he says he's going to let him have an election. Now the world is going to see if he's going to stay true to his word, and we don't know. But the scary part is this. Biden and him talking about nuclear war. Nobody's a winner here. Nobody. We are all the pawns. We have our government saying sanctions because why? These governments are making their money with each other on oil and gas. They wanted to do another sanction on technology. Europe doesn't even have technology that people can afford, period. It's all coming out of China. We all know it because we made it that way. So I'd be very careful if Putin puts sanctions on us on oil or technology, because in the blink of an eye, we've become that weak. If he unites the Arab Empire, which he can do very easily because they like strength, not weakness. You got Pakistan on his side. Well, guess what? Our little days, our empire of lies days are over. America's already sick of it too. Every time we turn on the television, it's a commercial for some drug that only about 1 out of 10,000 of us need. But we got to hear that at the Super Bowl. And we all know really what Afghanistan was. Like I said before, all it was a place for us and Big Pharma to grow opium. And the people over there were the victims. Okay, everywhere we touch, we're victimizing people. The people of Afghanistan became victims because we intervened. I said this before, look in 1979 when we took out the Shah of Iran. Now Iran's worse. Look at what we did to Libya, okay, with Colonel Gaddafi. We took away women's freedoms throughout North Africa. That's what U.S. intervention does. Now we're intervening in the Ukraine. You know who the victims are going to be? The people of the Ukraine. That's why I'm telling you this. They're going to be victims because we are involved. So for the first time, I can't tell you who the good guy is or who the bad guy is. We're getting a phony narrative. One, Putin's losing. While he's bombing another country and surrounding it, they're saying actually he's losing. Then they're talking about sanctions. Do you realize that Great Britain and France together have one aircraft carrier? And you can talk to Putin? This is laughable. Our leaders are laughable. Our credibility is zero. Everybody is exiting. So tonight when Joe Biden gives the State of the Union, concentrate on how many lies this empire of lies bag of bones is going to be trying to recite from a teleprompter that he can barely read. So are they his own words? Or are they Big Pharma's? And I'll say the same thing about CNN, Fox, everybody else, because when I turn on Fox today, what are they saying? Putin's losing. He's looking really bad. How is he losing? Tell me. I'd like to see it. because I see the people of the Ukraine scrambling with the smallest munitions that Russia provides. They're saying that the cluster bombs are being used. Okay, well, Putin's also saying that those are the exact people using them that he's finding that he's going to get out. We have to wait to see who the person is saying the truth. Technological sanctions. Again, did China agree with that? Did all of Asia agree with that? You going to sanction oil? Because you can't, because our president did a deal with him, you see. And that's the main thing that he's making his money on right now. $1 billion a day with this war. So like I said, both sides are making money on oil. The only victims are we the people. So, I don't know what else to add. If you find anything else to add, please let me know about it. And please pray for freedom. I think that if America wanted to do anything that was worthwhile, that we'd offer, refuge to the people of the Ukraine. Because why? Because we started it, folks. And every day that we allow Joe Biden to stay in office, our world is going to get destroyed. Don't doubt it. It's happening before our eyes. Okay? And it's just like, how do we control our own country? I turn on the TV, I don't know about you, but it just makes me straight out upset and mad that they lie to us every day. Then they try to turn us against each other on race, on religion, because they're out of options to make money. So this is it. This oil war, and they don't even talk about it, but that's what it is. It's Biden and Putin making money together with Merkel. Okay? That's what this is. This is a smoke and mirrors war. And again, if anybody wants to do anything decent, they can just offer a home for the people of the Ukraine, because they truly don't even know why they're getting bombed. Well, it's because they're doing business with good old Uncle Sam. And that's what's going on. And see, at home, we're not fed the true narrative at all. But it exists everywhere in the world. Again, what country have we helped? When we went to Iraq and left, did we build them a university or even roads? Did we educate them? See, we could have taken their gas money, used those taxes, and built them universities and infrastructures, and left their country a beautiful dynasty. But we didn't. We put enough bomb and phosphorus on their country to where you can't even plant crops for 100 years, to where birth defects are out of control. Now in the Ukraine, one of the first things as Putin hits a lab, America says they're animal testing facilities. I think we've all heard enough BS from the United States government. I think that we need to start prosecuting any politician that invests in any kind of biological war, period. We need to make a law about this. Furthermore, we need to unite and have term limitations for every single criminal that holds office, because that is what they are. We all start out pretty honest, but after 4 years, they've all become corrupt. There's only 6 of them that didn't vote for the omnibus bill. It's funding even all of this stuff because none of them read it. Because they're only in business together. Insider trading, all that. And what is our strength, believe it or not, as a world community? It's cryptocurrency. And that's why they're fighting. Because we can put all of our money in a platform that they don't make taxes off of or control. That's really why this is going on. See, it went from oil and gas to drugs, to control, to fear, to division. And this crypto is really something that's given people freedom. So I would say, look at it yourself, but just remember that we can't trust our own governments. So, again, we cannot trust our own governments. And We are on a high alert for nuclear war right now. If you look at the equipment that's out there, again, they have 6,255 nuclear warheads, and they're all brand new. North Korea is on their side. Pakistan's on their side. Israel's doing a flip-flop, and with that will happen Saudi. Now, is all this worth it? No, it's not. But it's sad to see the United States of America destroy another country because of our phony business involvement. So that's the angle with me, the spin that I'm giving you. Okay? Not selling you anything. There's no commercials. I'm selling nothing. You can go anywhere else, they're selling you something. What I'm trying to tell you is be unified, love each other, love each other. If you see somebody that needs help, please help them. If there's any way you can help more people, please help them. Because we are all victims. And we're the victims of our big government. Until then, God bless you. And for the people that live by the sword, I'll say you'll die by the sword. Hate will find hate and love will find love. Until then, God bless.